Hello, and thank you for joining me on another one of my lifestyle series videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dmitry, and I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. Here, I'm going to share with you how my life is going living in Metro Manila. If you find this video entertaining, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you on a journey of my daily life as a time-lapse traveler.
That's one of the things that you will only find in the Philippines.
Hello, and thank you for joining me along with my wife Khrys in this video where we go on a date night with this brand new wheelchair. Our main destination was visiting the Elephant Ground restaurant for dinner, which we often talked about going to, but somehow never got around to actually making it there. Before heading there, however, I wanted to first take out this new wheelchair for a spin and work up an appetite, since it was still a bit early to go to eat just then. Due to her host of neurological conditions that she was diagnosed with early last year, it is very difficult for her to get around on her feet, even with a lot of help from me, as you might have seen in my most recent video that I posted. The last time that we took a walk on High Street to enjoy our neighborhood, it turned into an hour-long struggle to cover just a short distance that shouldn't have taken more than 10 minutes of relaxed walking. That slow crawl also turned out to be almost as much of a workout for me at holding her up and keeping her from falling again and again, and that was the last straw which ultimately got us to decide to purchase a wheelchair for the times when we wanted to go out further than just a block or so away from our home. Last year, Khrys and I were able to take longer walks down to High Street because at that time, she was able to walk much better than she's physically capable of now. Her road towards overall recovery is a bumpy one. Her ability to speak has been improving slightly overall, even though it's not consistent. Her ability to walk, however, seemed to have been slipping to the point where she's not just prone to falling backwards as before, but also in all other directions as well. As a result, we had to find a new solution if we wanted to have any enjoyment at all from exploring the area where we live. One of the missions we had that night was to see just how this new wheelchair will perform for getting us around here in BGC. We also wanted to compare how this model, which I just purchased online, with the more robust hospital-style model. Fortunately for us, the friendly staff at the Central Square Mall are always very accommodating. I had no issues with letting us borrow their own wheelchair while holding onto ours. This one is definitely more sturdy, but also heavier to handle overall. If we were to go out for an all-day outing, this one would be definitely a much better choice. But for a typical relatively short excursion on High Street, the verdict is still out whether or not we made a good decision getting the wheelchair that we bought. We also wanted to get off the nearly flawless High Street and go by the slightly bumpier side street for more of a stress test. Also, it seemed that I've been neglecting showing any of the other parts of this beautiful neighborhood. Other than my upcoming stunning expose of High Street I have planned for my next project, I promise to showcase other parts of BGC that you have not yet seen on my channel. Even though we plan to continue going to this park on foot, we still had to see how this hospital-grade wheelchair performs here compared to our new online bought model. Once again, we noticed a clear difference with this heavier wheelchair handling the road a lot better with less shaking. After returning the borrowed wheelchair and switching back to our own, we went to our true destination for the evening. The Elephant Grounds, or despite it sounding somewhat morbid, I prefer to call it the Ground Elephant, is a really inviting restaurant situated on High Street between 3rd and 5th Avenues, not far from the Mine Museum. One thing I really appreciated about this place, besides the excellent service and great food, was their attention to detail when it comes to keeping highly sanitized conditions, which is especially important during the pandemic. You can see the lengths they go to in this list, which can be found glued to every table. Khrys and I ended up having our meal outside and ordering the shrimp pea croquette, our nori skinny fries, and the Thai shrimp salad, all of which was exquisite. This salad especially was absolutely a delight to enjoy. There's something about having fresh Philippine mangoes mixed in that puts it over the top for me. After we finished our dinner, we also enjoyed a cup of their excellent Earl Grey ice cream before heading back home. As it stands, this restaurant will definitely get a special mention in my upcoming video, where you'll see a one-of-a-kind aerial view of High Street and see some of our favorite places we have visited here so far. This is where we're going to close out this video. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into what Khrys and I have to deal with on a day-to-day. If you did, then please do hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and enable the notifications through the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Always take care of yourselves and each other, and stay tuned for our really special next video coming up from the Time-Lapse Traveler.